Hey guys, Canuck here. So Sunday night, well, it was actually really late Sunday night. We had just finished watching a Netflix series. I logged on before going to bed to check comment section, and this Ryan Dawson video caught my attention. Now I should tell you, I haven't really been following Ryan for a while, ever since he was pushing for Trump so hard. Because, apparently in Ryan's world, presidential candidates never lie. But after watching his video, I hadn't realized just how far he had fallen. In my humble opinion anyways. So the title of his video was Trump's Tax Plan, One of His Rare Good Things. Yeah. He has changed the title since, but I must warn you, this is one of the biggest pro-neocon videos I've seen in a while.
Oh my gosh, Trump's tax plan. Trump's tax plan plans to cut taxes on corporations, man.
Actually, man, this tax plan is all about cuts for the wealthy. It was drafted by Goldman Sachs people, for crying out loud. Steve Mnuchin, a 17-year employee there, and Gary Cohn, who was a president of Goldman Sachs for a while. Allow me to share a few statistics of their tax plan. 3.8% tax breaks for anyone earning $200,000 and a full 90% break to households earning $700,000 a year. It would also eliminate the inheritance tax for millionaires. Anyone who were going to inherit well over $5 million would have to pay 16% taxes. Well, Trump wants to eliminate that. This plan wants to eliminate that. Let me be clear. Anyone who were going to inherit $5 million wouldn't have to pay. Anyone that would inherit $5.5 million and above would have to pay 16% taxes. So we're literally watching Ryan chant and support a Goldman Sachs tax plan for the wealthy.
Yeah, so good. Corporations are who actually produce stuff and have products and provide jobs. Why on earth would you want to take money away from the productive sector and give it to the parasite known as government?
That's true, the government is a parasite. Except a quick Google search and you can find out there's absolutely no evidence that lowering corporate taxes helps to create jobs. This is traditionally old Republican propaganda to give the wealthy more breaks. I mean, we all know today there's little difference between Democrats and Republicans. But Ryan is simply spreading old Republican propaganda here. Because, these historical gross profits corporations are making is simply not enough, and they're hurting.
That is going to piss your money away on wars and other pointless acts, terrorism, drone strikes, aid to Israel and Saudi Arabia, and so on. Why would you want the government to have more money? It's not like that's redistributed to the poor or something. Of course, liberals would blame poverty not on the high cost of living, but on not taking other people's money away enough and giving it to the government.
Yeah, that's right, Ryan. And just keep avoiding the big elephant in the room, known as the wage gap. Because if somebody earns 400 times or 1,000 times more than other employees, clearly they're working 400 or 1,000 times harder, right?
The government selectively robs mid-level businesses in order to engage in corporate welfare for their favorites, like Lockheed Martin and a lot of these weapons industries. They're stealing money from all the other businesses so they can pump it in welfare style to their own businesses, where there's a revolving door where they end up retiring and going to sit on the board or do speeches or whatever.
They're actually stealing far more from the general public than they are from businesses or corporations. Actually, corporations only account for a historically low 10% of all federal tax revenue. So, way to stand up for the 10%, Ryan. Or should I say, way to stand up for the 1%.
They put themselves on the payroll of the same companies they're subsidizing with corporate welfare. But one way to get rid of corporate welfare is to get rid of the huge taxes on everyone else that makes the whole thing happen in the first place.
And yet, you're supporting a plan that only gives the breaks to the people who need it the least.
We have the highest corporate tax rate in the world. 35% in the United States, and he wants to reduce it to 15%. Think about this.
Yes, let's think about this. Can you find me one business or one corporation that pays 35% in taxes? I challenge you, I challenge anyone. Find me one single company in all of America that pays 35% in taxes. And I'm going to wish you luck with that. Because yes, it's true. It's 35% on paper. That's the nominal rate. That's before write-offs and loopholes. What you really should be talking about is the effective tax rate. That is what they are actually paying in reality. And again, a quick little Google search, and you'll find across the board, whether it be a conservative outlet or a liberal, the effective rate is always around 12%. Some are 12.1, some are 12.6, but they are all in that range, which is not only a far cry from the 35%, but it's also a worldwide low.
Let's say it was 33%. That would mean that for every 3 years you worked one of those years for free, because you are giving a third of your wealth to the government.
Again, nowhere close to 33%, but geez, how could a common worker ever be able to relate to that? Those poor corporations.
And that's not for your ROADs either. That's part-time slavery. Every 3 years you work, one of those years you worked for free.
Oh my god, tax cuts for the wealthy because they're just such slaves. My heart goes out to them.
That's nuts. All that money were to stay in the business's hands. What's the worst thing they're going to do with it? Spend it all on themselves? That still puts money back into the economy. Even if they did nothing but go on yacht trips and snort cocaine or something and buy hookers, you're still spending money on something.
Simple neocon trickle-down economics. Allow the few, the biggest breaks, and gross profits to gain the majority of the wealth, because that will create jobs for the commoners. I mean, obviously, they'll need servants, cooks, chauffeurs, law maintenance, pool boys, and even coke dealers and hookers.
You give it to government, that's like throwing your money in the fireplace and expecting ice cream to come out. You might as well just burn it. In fact, burning your money is less harmful because when you give money to government, they actually spend it on killing kids.
Actually, that is very true. You're probably better off burning your money than giving it to the government. Since the 1984 Grace Commission report found that 100% of collected income tax goes directly to the Fed to help pay the interest on the federal debt. But again, why no cuts for the majority that have to pay this, while the few receive the breaks?
A business provides jobs. You can say, oh, these dirty businessmen aren't paying enough money. Anything is better than giving your money to the government.
If you're a commoner, apparently he's okay supporting a plan that lets you pay the majority.
And do not think that because I support Trump's tax plan to reduce taxes, that means I support Trump in general. Trump was better than Hillary.
I bet that gets harder to say with every passing day. And that's saying something.
Trump still sucks. He's always been a Zionist. He's always been anti-Iran. He's surrounded by generals. He's giving all this money to Israel. He's threatening North Korea with war. He's terrible.
He also took away the tax break for first-time home buyers his first day in office. He is also for taking internet privacy away. He has also created quite possibly the worst proposed budget ever in American history. And most ironic of all for you, Ryan, a well-known Palestinian rights activist, Trump was by far Israel's first choice and filled the UN with lunatics like Nikki Haley, while Israel has been stealing land on steroids. And Trump is also the only American president to openly talk about the one-state solution. But keep repeating.
Trump was better than Hillary.
To ease your mind or guilt.
Trump was better than Hillary.
It is possible still to be true. Not likely, but possible. Just like it's possible you let your hatred of Hillary, a well-known psychopath, blind you from an even worse psychopath.
But if he reduced taxes, that's a good thing.
Yes, a Goldman Sachs tax plan is somehow a good thing. Well, for some anyways.
He killed TPP, that was a good thing.
I could argue the TPP was on its dying leg, but okay, I'll give you that one.
You have to support policies, not people.
And how are his policies going?
You have to take things on a case-by-case basis, not just say I support so-and-so or I don't support so-and-so. There are some people that are so evil that you can just blanketly say I don't support anything they do.
Kinda like Trump.
Like Hillary Clinton or John McCain or something, because there's not a single thing either one of them do that's right. Everything they do is evil.
If you say so, Ryan. You don't sound biased at all.
Lowering the corporate tax rate is a good thing.
Sure, because one half tax breaks for the rich and none for the middle class ever not been good. Look, the honest truth is, anyone supporting this tax plan are either ignorant, uneducated, or naive, or stupid, or are simply lying.
Hey guys,
The rest of the video is just him promoting upcoming interviews and his Patreon. So as you can imagine, this shocked some of the viewers. While looking at the comment section, I noticed he was open to a debate about this. Since I don't live in Japan, and it was getting quite late for me, I had hoped to get his attention so we could set something up. I woke up Monday eagerly hoping for a reply, and Ryan didn't disappoint. Now I can't speak for Ryan, but I believe he knows me from previous conversations in his comment section, and receiving a tirade comment from him whenever questioning his belief system is quite typical, as this one is toned down for when I question his support of Trump during election time. Now I would like to take a moment to let you see how he contradicts himself in this one comment. That's right, he brags about being an author of 200 plus pages on corporate loopholes, while still only mentioning the 35% nominal rate, and not the 12% effective rate. And I haven't even mentioned yet that many corporations, while making big profits, are paying zero income tax at all. Do I even need to mention the major companies and the negative tax rate? Nah, that might piss you off too much. So back to the comment section. It would appear Ryan was bragging that nobody took up his Skype challenge, in the middle of the night, mind you. We'll call that the Japan advantage. So I got back to him and left my email so we can set up a time for a debate. I still haven't heard anything, but in his defense, I did state I would make a video sharing facts that I'd be bringing so he could prepare. And here it is, a little late, but I was just busier than expected. I suppose I should share some stats about a few of the corporate giants and the negative tax rate. I don't want to be dishonest after all. So DuPont was in negative for 11.5%. No, that's not too bad, right? Honeywell was in negative for 38%. And the biggest bad joke of all, General Electric was in the negative for 64 fucking percent. Yeah, let that sink in for a moment. How many middle class people get treated this good, do you think? I would love to debate you on this, Ryan. You can mail me, or you can just comment on my YouTube channel, or you can also find me on Steemit or Twitter or Minds. I hope to hear from you and we get this show going, but I won't hold my breath. The way I see it, you have a few options. You can debate me, or at least somebody else. You can man up and admit you were wrong or made a mistake, or you can hide in Japan and keep screaming Trump propaganda with your fingers in your ears, scared of back and forth dialect. Choice is yours. I know we agree on much more than we disagree, but I can't help but think you're in a desperate situation to find something good in Trump's administration, since you did work hard to help get him elected. And that's not helping anyone right now. Well, excluding Trump and friends, of course.